Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time you are watching this. I'm Derek Piper. I teach your son or daughter science at Victor Creek Middle School, and I'm just here to explain really quickly a research project that we've had the opportunity to become part of. This is my third year doing this, and so I want to give you a real fast, and I'm going to try to get it under 5 minutes exactly what it is, so you'll have a sense of where we're going. These are things I generally have done anyway, and so this is just more of a what this generally does is provide me with the materials for free. It's a project that is funded by the National Science Foundation. It's a pretty big grant, actually. From what I hear, it approaches $3 million. It's been around for about 10 years, so spread out, of course. But the investigators they come from Temple University, the University of Maryland, and several institutes. The Planetary Institute I thought was kind of more interesting. I never even knew one existed. And then the primary oversight for us is going to be the University of North Georgia, although I primarily work on my own now because I understand what's going on. The purpose is to investigate their official purpose is to investigate the instructional scaffolds called the model evidence diagram in the promotion of scientific thinking. I've been using these for a while with my kids to give practice for free response questions, and I find it to be extremely painless for them for the most part. They enjoy actually making their arguments. Here's what a typical activity would look like. For instance, we would usually have two models, as you can see in the middle, that are somewhat competing, not always. Sometimes they just are different types of explanations. For instance, we're doing the moon first. The one was claims the moon was captured. One model was argued the moon was captured. Another one argues for another body running into the Earth and creating the moon. And then what they do is they look at the pieces of evidence and how the evidence relates. That's really the number one thing that we're looking for. The second thing we would look for is how probable do they feel each model is. I'll be asking that before the activity and after the activity, how probable. I'm trying not to avoid having them say which one's right, which one's wrong. We just want probability. We want to think them probabilistically. So they'll look at their four pieces of evidence. There's a lot more to the evidence. There's pamphlets and stuff. So we go into detail. Once again, you can see how this is a great thing for a gifted student. As a matter of fact, this research is being done a lot. A lot of the classrooms are gifted charter schools. So we're completing this with them. So it might look something like this when we're done. Usually I have them hand draw it, but it just as an example to simplify this, we'll look at evidence one. In this case, they felt that evidence one has nothing to do with model A and the purple line going down it supports model B. They would look at evidence number two. They felt it had contradicted model A and strongly supports model B. And so I have the students do this individually at first, and then I have them come to groups and try to come up with a group consensus. And that's where the rich discussions actually occur when they do that. As they have to, usually what it is they kind of bring out the evidence and they can, well, this is how I interpret it and whatnot. So it's good. It's excellent training, actually. There will be 4 MELs activities for this study. I do one or two more on top of that, but nonetheless, there are 4 that they do. I think the next one after that is fracking, and then we have one on eutrophication, and I'm not really sure where it's going after that. I have taught one class one way and another class a different way. This year I'm just teaching all 5 the same way, I believe. And then, but Miss Klein has come aboard. So Miss Klein will be doing some things in her classroom regarding evidence and how, and so that'll make it interesting. Because I share 70 students with her advanced classes, and then I have 80 other students that are not in her class. So I think that's where this is going with that research. Oftentimes I don't know. So the main thing is we've been talking about the need for consent and assent. And so I've already spoken to the students about what an IRB is, institutional review board, the need for them, how it came around. Whenever you're working with human subjects and even animals, it's important that we have somebody overseeing what's going on besides the researcher. So that's what the consent form is all about. I need them, whether consent is given or not, just put no in there if you're not. But generally what happens, the main reason we have that there's videotape going on and audio tape in one class. And so the researchers are interested in the conversation. I take those audio tapes and the video and I send it to a place called Databrary where they scrub it and then they destroy the video and the audio. They transcribe it and then and that's it. So we get the transcript eventually. We get to look at it, but the transcript only transcribes things that are on task. So if it's off task, it just says off task conversation. Anyway, much to my kids' dismay. Nonetheless, I hope this hope the short video that I put together kind of helps explain a little bit about how this works. I'm excited about it. I've been doing it for a while, and I think it really benefits kids to be really producers of knowledge, creators of knowledge, essentially, and not just consuming knowledge. Have a good day.